the mandala chronology of Rigveda. So this chronology, again, just like I mentioned about the traditionally the Rigveda structure can be like Sukta, Mandala, Sukta, like the three-level structure. It can be some other structure as well. The mandala chronology also, there are different researchers who give different chronological structures. In case of classification of the Rigveda, there will not be any problem because even if there is a different methodology of structural classification of Rigveda, it is not impacting anything. But chronology, we cannot say that all the chronologies are equally correct. For example, the Western Indologists like Michael Witzel or Ralph, all these people have a totally confusing chronology. And if you follow their chronology, then you will not be getting the real, clear understanding of the Rigveda, because they don't care about the father-son relationship or descendant ancestor relationships in the Rigveda, because they are totally unconnected with the traditional knowledge or with the Itihasas or Puranas. So all of them look same to them, because they, for example, they don't know Vasishta's son is Shakti, Shakti's son is Parashara, Parashara's son is. So that we are, all these father-son relationships or descendant relationships are ignored by them. So they get a kind of a completely confusing chronology. So this particular chronology, which is more accurate, at least from the point of view of the data in the Rigveda, is developed by Srikant Talagiri, and I have used it as a foundation for my studies of geography of studies of Rigveda with all the rivers. And I also done independently corroborated the chronology using the river different parameters like the movement of the people along the rivers and various other geographical parameters. So it is independently verified and corroborated. So if you look at the mandalas, from 1 to 10, they are not having the same chronological sequence. So the oldest mandala is the 6th mandala. So you can see it is on the extreme left, which is the oldest mandala. And then came the 3rd mandala, and then came the 7th mandala. And then after 7th mandala, you have 4th, then 2nd, and the 5th. And then 8, 9, and 10, they are the numbers also and the chronology also correct. I mean, 8th is first, then the 9th, then come 10th. So 10th mandala is the youngest mandala, and 6th mandala is the oldest mandala. And first mandala is very peculiar because some parts of the first mandala falls in the this very close to the 7th mandala, and some of them the middle part, and then the last, some part of it is close to the 8th mandala. So first mandala have what components which goes to the early family, early mandalas. This is the early mandalas 6, 3, and 7, and to the middle mandalas, and here late to the late mandalas. And there is a section in the first mandala which is very difficult to classify. So it is an ambiguous area which can be classified into middle or late mandalas. So I mean, when you know it for the first time, when you look at it for the first time, it may be complicated. It feels complex, but once you get familiar with this picture, once you're able to meditate on this quite often, then you basically get a impression on your mind, and you can use this as the this particular picture as the kind of a representation of the Rigveda inside your mind. It is moderately complex. But once you get complete familiarity with this particular image, which shows the mandalas like this, then it becomes your foundation for studying the Rigveda in much more deeper. So for increasing the memory retention, you can focus on some other aspects which I will be mentioning. For example, the 6th mandala is actually the dominant rishi is Bharadwaja, and the dominant king is Devodasa. And then you go to the 3rd and the 7th mandala. The dominant rishi is Vishwamitra and Vasishta, and the dominant king is Sudas. And historically, Sudas is a descendant of Devodasa. So that is why Talagiri is structured in this manner. Whereas many of the Western chronologists don't understand the Divodasa Sudas relationship as a ancestor descendant, so they don't totally get confused. So these 3 and 7 are very special because they are almost contemporary. Because Vishwamitra was the advisor to Sudas in the beginning when he became king, and later after some time Vishwamitra left Sudas, and Vasishta became the advisor to Sudas. So that is the 7th mandala is about. So Vishwamitra authored the 3rd mandala and Vasishta authored the 7th mandala. These 3 and 7 are more or less contemporary, whereas 6th mandala is a little bit older. So oldest 6th mandala, then 3 and 7, 3rd by Vishwamitra and 7th by Vasishta. And Vishwamitra was the first advisor of Sudas and Vasishta was the second advisor of Sudas. And after that, Vasishta also left Sudas, and Sudas got many descendants like Sahadeva and Somaka. So this Sahadeva is not the Pandava Sahadeva, the younger brother of Yudhishthira, but this Sahadeva is a descendant of Sudas, and his descendant is Somaka. And all these kings, Somaka, Sahadeva, Sudas, and Divodasa are mentioned as the ancestors of the Panchalas. So actually Ṛgveda ancient kings are all Panchala kings, but the word Panchala was not like old enough to be part of the Ṛgveda. It came later in the Mahabharata. So in the Ṛgveda they are known as Trutsus. It's a very peculiar name, but I will familiarize you with that in the next sessions. So there was an older name of these ancestors. That was the name recorded in the Ṛgveda. So when you are in the 4th mandala, you have there is a Sahadeva had a kind of advisor called Vajrashva, and Somaka had an advisor called Vamadeva. He's a Gautama lineage. And then the 2nd mandala you have Dritsamada, another sage. You will get familiarized with them. And then Atri is the dominant in the 5th mandala. And the 8th mandala is a mixture because this is like a very close to the Kurukshetra war period. So the 8th mandala, the complexity increased, and because so many rishis contributed equally, so that it's a mixed. So all the rishis, where there are hundreds of rishis, we cannot mention who is the dominant. It's a mixed mandala. And the 9th mandala again peculiar because all the suktas related to Soma. Soma is very special in the Ṛgveda. So all the suktas anywhere in any other mandalas related to Soma is collected and become a Soma mandala, and that is the 9th mandala. And the 10th mandala, you have very different kings. Like there was no mention of any Panchala kings. I mean, Panchala kings were very dormant in the 10th mandala, but it was dominated by, or at least mention is on about Shantanu and like that. And Ikshvaku king Rama is also mentioned in the 10th mandala period. So Shantanu and Rama are some of the notable kings mentioned in the 10th mandala. And then after the 10th mandala, the Kurukshetra war, because the Shantanu's descendants are participants of Kurukshetra war. So Kurukshetra war occurred after 10th mandala, like that. So this is the basic chronology from 6th, 3rd, 7, 4, 2, 5, 8, 9, 10 that we have. And the first mandala distributed in this particular location. And the 6, 3, and 7 are called early family mandalas, and the 4, 2, and 5 are called late family mandalas. And this 6, 3, 7, 4, 2, 5, they are called family mandalas because family mandalas in the sense each of the gotras are connected with each of these mandalas. For example, 6th is the Bharadwaja Gotra, 3rd is the Vishwamitra Gotra, 7 is the Vasishta Gotra. And then you have this Vamadeva Gautama Gotra here, and Gritsamata Gotra here, Atri Gotra. So these are Gotra mandalas or family mandalas. So I think this is our today's class. This is today's session, and you can have a kind of memorize or get familiarized with this much information.